Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1 minute time check, stations.
All right, show. Off.
30 seconds to billboard.
No, they're just off. They're not playing. They play tomorrow against the D-backs. Bum, ba, bum.
10 seconds to billboard.
Dylan, 4 breaks of 4, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tim, let me know if this needs adjustment. This in-house.
On the Texas Tech Sports Network from Learfield, this is Red Raider Baseball with head coach Tim Tadlock. Presented by Rudy's Barbecue. Also brought to you by Bud Light. It's for the fans. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Register for your chance to throw out the first pitch at RedRaidersContest.com.
Victory bells are going to ring again.
It is a great day to be a Red Raider.
Red Raider Baseball is presented by First Bank and Trust and Prime West Mortgage. Now, here's your host, Jeff Haxton.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Rudy South Loop and Slide for Red Raider Baseball with head coach Tim Tadlock. I am Jeff Haxton, your director of this barbecue cruise. Come by and grab the brisket, the pork tenderloin. They've got it all here. The ribs, baby back ribs are awesome. You can get the sandwiches, the spicy chop. You can get the brisket lean or moist. You can get turkey, chicken, the sides, the sauces. And don't forget the little store up front if you want to get something to go. They got some cold ones to go in there after you eat here on the picnic tables, or come by and get it and take it home. Red Raider Baseball is 30-15 on the season, 9-9 in conference play after a very close, hard-fought loss of a series last time out against Kansas State. On Sunday yesterday, Texas Tech lost 10-8, won on Saturday 5-2, and lost an even closer game on Friday 3-2. Joining us, the head coach of Red Raider Baseball, Tim Tadlock. Coach, can you believe you got eyes on that schedule back there? Can you believe that we're down to there?
Seems like it always goes fast. I guess it's when you're having fun, time flies. So it's been a lot of fun. Guys are putting a lot of effort into it, preparing. This weekend just didn't go our way.
Well, give me your overall breakdown of it. Again, 3-2 Friday, 5-2 W on Saturday, and yesterday kind of a back-and-forth thriller. What were your takeaways?
I don't know overall breakdown. If you really want me to break down the whole thing, I've been doing that all day, and I don't know that you really want that. Again, like really proud of a bunch of individuals. We had a bunch of guys play really well, and I made the effort to win the games. And unfortunately, in baseball, sometimes it doesn't go your way. And the more margin for error you give yourself in a baseball game, the easier it is to win them. And in the 3-2 game, was that Friday?
Yes, sir.
They just get a big swing late. And we went with a guy that has thrown the ball awful well up till last week and didn't throw it real well last week and wasn't real sharp on Friday. And at the same time, the tip your hat to the kid that hit it. I mean, kid from Venezuela, is looking for a ball middle way, and wind's blowing, 25 miles an hour that way. And he hits a fly ball, and it goes out of the ballpark. And that's the side of the plate that, again, that we were missing on. And so that probably made it a little easier. And again, like on Saturday, first of all, Mason threw the ball really well on Friday, which was a good sign. trending through the ball really well on Saturday. Beckel and Kyle, got through their innings, probably pitched into some trouble, and got out of it.
Yeah.
Which was good. And yesterday's game was just as one of those games you hate, when it's over. In the middle of the game, obviously, while you're in competition, you enjoy the competition and you enjoy what's going on, the back and forth. And unfortunately, they just had a big eighth inning and got to us. And, we were fortunate to be in that position. I mean, really, you got a kid on the mound that I think was up to 99 on Friday and throws a slider, probably 86, 87 miles an hour on an 0-2 pitch, and Green hits it out. And it's fair by barely, or at least, they had to review it. And so there's a lot of things that happened in that game that, could have gone either way. Obviously it's easy to look at the end of the game, and go, man, wish Gerton would have been better. Obviously Gerton wishes he'd have been better. But there's 27 outs in a baseball game. You win them together, you lose them together, and that's the way we're going to look at it. And but yeah, it is a tough weekend for sure. I mean, we've never gone to Manhattan and planned on losing 2 out of 3. I can assure you that.
Is there any truth to the bullpen mound being different than the starting mound at K-State? Because that's what people have said.
I mean, so I didn't go in the bullpen this time. The last time I went in there was the year we had a tent down there. It was so cold. If it's dirt and the game mount's turf, that's different. If the height of it is different, that's different. But at the same time, our guys were on that mound on Thursday evening. I mean, we practiced there Thursday. Guys got to stand on it, got a feel for it, and both teams pitched on that same mound. So if you heard that, I'm sure that's something some guys were saying. It might have bothered them. Ironically, their mound back when Brad Hill was there used to be one of the biggest ones in the Big 12, and now it's one of the smallest ones. So that's probably what the guys are talking about. And again, if you can pitch out here in this parking lot. It doesn't matter. Yeah. If you can hit wherever you play. And so I haven't heard that as far as the mound goes. I hadn't heard anybody say that. I'd hate that if somebody said, hey, use it as an excuse that, they didn't throw good. I don't think that's the case, though.
Well, we were just looking at it when your guys immediately came out. Let's just start on Sunday, yesterday. Coombs first batter, he faced walk. Free first batter, he faced walk. Blessy first batter, he faced walk. Lysick came in and got a strikeout. Gerton first batter, he faced walk. And it's just, I don't know, just trying to make some sense of it as far as coming from one place to another.
Well, I can make sense of it as far as if somebody said it, and as far as what you're talking about. So pitchers are notorious for throwing what's called flat ground. 50 feet, flat ground, you squat down for each other, and they throw strikes all the time doing that. So if the mound's a little shorter, and, to me, you either execute pitches or you don't. You mentioned one guy in there, Blessy, that walked the guy he faced, which was the guy that hit the home run on Friday. And we actually asked Blessy to execute pitches that were very hard to execute, and he stuck to doing that. He stuck to executing pitches. And he threw 2 pitches that were, one was maybe, we talked about it earlier, one was maybe a ball off and one was maybe 2 balls off.
Yeah.
Well, you'd rather him execute the pitch where you ask him to execute it than to execute one and go, I'm going to just give in here and throw it in the middle of the plate. And that's what happened Friday. Mm-hmm. And the ball went out of the ballpark. And so, to me, pitching's about executing pitches. But your point is well taken as far as, if you do that what you just described, if you do that out of a big league bullpen, you're coming out of the game. Guys that are pros that pitch out of the bullpen do not put runners on. They just don't. And if they do, they're not allowed to put them on. They got another guy getting ready pretty quick. And so, we've been good, and we've stuck with guys this year through some of that stuff, and we've been rewarded for it. I mean, you can think back like in Norman, you know, we stuck with Gerton in a big situation in the middle of the game, and he pitched out of it. And Parrish was the same way. There's been a number of times where that's happened. And we're not trying to treat them like pros. We're trying to develop them. And obviously they need to know, you know, that it's really about executing pitches more so than walking them, to me. Like, again, like Blessy could have not walked the guy.
But he might be running around the bases.
He might be running around the bases, or the guy might hit a double in the gap. And we asked him to execute a 3-2 slider, breaking ball, call it what you want. I thought he did a perfect job of that. And he wanted the call, and umpire had it as a ball, and it was a ball.
Let's shift away from some arms and go to the top of your order. Nolan Hester, have you been thrilled with the kind of consistency that you've gotten out of him? I guess you can put your adjective in there any way you would like on what Nolan has done at the top.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch a guy lead off a game, and you know pretty much he's going to make the guy, you know, get him out, and he's not going to get himself out. And, you know, you think back to Sunday, you know, he gets in a 3-1 count.
Yeah.
And hits a double down the line, leads off the game, and just does – he's worked really hard in his lifetime, you can tell, on learning the strike zone. And he's worked really hard this year on moving on the right pitch. And it's a lot of fun. It'd be even funner if he could run like Jarrett Curtis or Gage Harrelson, because now you're going, man, this guy can steal some bases. But those guys, quite honestly, not many of them go to college. And so if you got the bat-to-ball skills that he has, which he does, I mean, when he moves on the ball, he hits it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's an old saying that a big leaguer, you know, when they swing, they hit it hard. The guys in Double-A foul it off. Well, Hester's somewhere right in there. He's not a big leaguer, but, you know, you could stick him in a Double-A game and a guy throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and he swings, he's going to put barrel on the baseball. And so if, you know, I mean, I could go on and on. He's been a lot of fun. I mean, I thought he made a game-saving catch on Friday on the ball. It reminded me of Joseph Hughes on the ball. It's literally hit, for anybody that wasn't watching it, it was hit over the third baseman. It was a line drive over the third baseman, and the wind was blowing so hard you had the ability to play shallow, and almost made a catch on a ball on Sunday.
Yeah.
And he takes the game very serious to me, and what I mean by that is he prepares the right way, and it shows the way he embraces every at-bat. I mean, you can see it's a guy that has really honed his craft and really wants to continue to get better at it.
Yeah, I mean, I just agree with that 100%. You watch him just walk from the bus to the locker room, you know, cage to the field. You can tell that his agenda, his craft is on his mind, and it's been a joy to watch him lead off for you. Well, this first 10 minutes flew by, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back, continue our conversation with head coach Tim Tadlock from Rudy's right after this on the Texas Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
Clear break one.
Be back in a bit.
Winds and debris damage your roof, there's only one company to call. Andrus Brothers Roofing. ABR has been in business for over 35 years and are part of the Lubbock Area Roofing Contractors Associations. So you know they'll do the job right. If it's not ABR, it's not Andrus Brothers Roofing.
Andrus Brothers Roofing, we nail it every time. Quality guarantee, Andrus Brothers Roofing, every time.
Serve Pro of Southwest Lubbock knows your home is one of the most valued assets you'll ever own. So, if you're ever faced with fire or water damage, make your first call to an insurance professional and your second call to Serve Pro at 806-780-6311 for fire and water cleanup and restoration. Or visit ServePro.com for more details. Serve Pro of Southwest Lubbock will treat your home right and make water damage like it never even happened. Serve Pro franchises are independently owned and operated.
For 10 years, the West Texas Land Guys have been turning land into dreams. West Texas Land Guys specialize in developing raw land into builder-ready master plan communities. Having developed hundreds of acres across 10 successful communities in the Lubbock area alone, West Texas Land Guys is one of Lubbock's premier land developers. Whether you're thinking of selling land or want to buy a lot for your dream home, we've got you covered. Visit westtexaslandguys.com to see how we're developing the future.
For a century, the Farmall tractor transformed farming, generation after generation. Still incredibly reliable, still all-purpose as ever, still loved by all. To celebrate 100 years of Farmall, Case IH is giving away a Farmall Utility 75C tractor and $15,000. Sign up to win at your local Wiley Implement or visit farmall100.com.
I'm Scott Wiley. We'll try hard to earn your business, but even harder to keep it. That's it. That's all.
You know Metal Mart is the place to get all the metals you need for your big projects. But did you know Metal Mart also offers building kits? We're talking 24 by 24 from $76.99 to 40 by 60 at just $25,999. Plus all sizes in between in 8 different colors. With a 30-year warranty on color walls and 20 years on Gavilan Plus. Your job just got a little easier with your new building kit from Metal Mart. Check us out at 4309 Idalou Road or metalmart.com. Metal Mart, the right materials for the right price.
Looking for the best Texas Tech gear? Then shop with the official retailer of Texas Tech Athletics, the Matador. We have everything Texas Tech at shopthematador.com and enjoy free shipping. Shop for Under Armour coaches sideline and on the field players gear. Shop for brand names like Texas Tech Yeti drinkware and stylish, trendy game day wear. The Matador is proud to be locally owned, alumni, and student operated. We are loyal and passionate about Texas Tech. Shopthematador.com.
Before I took the field, before all the trophies, before the video game, before the no-look pass, before the success, before it all, McGavick Nissan treated me like an MVP. Patrick Mahomes here from McGavick Nissan, reminding you to enjoy the ride.
At first,
30 seconds.
Started in 1996, and it continues because of you, our customers, our communities, and our neighbors. We are proud to be a small part of your success. But where does your story start? Where do you want to go? Whether starting a business, saving for the future, or launching your ideas to the next level, we want to help you take your first steps towards something big.
10 seconds.
Our bankers today. At First Bank and Trust, we see potential, ideas, innovation, growth everywhere.
Member FDIC
Right.
and equal housing lender.
Again, back here at Rudy, South Loop and Slide is where we're at for Red Raider Baseball with head coach Tim Tadlock. He's signing a lot of autographs here, a lot of autographed baseballs from Coach. Come on by, get the barbecue, and don't forget about the morning time. This place opens up early. You can get in here and get your breakfast tacos. I found that brisket breakfast tacos about as good a way as you can start your day. Coach would get his coffee. I'm going the Diet Dr. Pepper route. I wish I could get back to coffee, Coach. What do I got to do? Commit?
Folgers, baby. Just brew it up.
Brew it up. Folgers.
Pretty easy.
How do you take your chili? How do you like your chili?
Chili?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. Chili and some Ritz crackers. That's all I need. Maybe some salt and pepper. That's about it.
But everybody that's a Texan says no beans. No beans.
No, I like beans. I'm good.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news right there.
Yeah.
Tim Tadlock is okay with beans in his chili.
Yeah, I don't know where you came up with thinking about chili right now, but we went from coffee to chili.
It was just entered my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder how Coach Tadlock likes his chili as we, hit. I'm sure
I really like deer chili. I do. Yeah,
Oh.
it's good venison.
Venison.
Chili's good. I don't have it that often, but I do enjoy it.
Are you I know you're a fisherman. Are you a hunter?
No, I really don't. I like to take the kids to shoot one and try to go and get back as fast as we can.
Because you got baseball going?
Yeah, it's just I enjoy the visiting with people, and I enjoy being in the deer blind as much as anybody. But I don't know. It's just not that big a deal. I mean, especially when they're walking to the feeder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd much rather hunt one the way Coach Hayward does, long bow and put some camo on and hide in a tree all day.
Best fishing for you, bass fishing? We talked a little fishing last time.
I love fly fishing. Honestly, it's bass fishing, the older you get, it gets hotter when you do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to need to start going west to do some fishing.
Okay.
Northwest.
I'm glad I'm not the only one with the heat deal. I used to say, I love the heat. Bring on the heat. Give me the heat.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, give me the air conditioner, please.
Yeah.
Jeez. Did you know this year's team has the exact same record as last year's team at this time?
I had no idea.
Yeah. Last year.
That's interesting that you say that. I mean, it's as bad as you think it is. As bad as we think it is, we're in the middle of it. And you lose a 2 out of 3 series on the road at Manhattan, and you look at all the things. The good thing is the team that's in first place in our league, we still get to go to their place. And we still got another conference series, and we got a non-conference series, and I think we got Abilene Christian, and maybe even get to play 5 extra innings there of a makeup game. And
do you think that'll happen?
I think we'll have to decide in the next couple days pretty quickly just to let people know. And but I guess what I'm saying is as bad as we all felt getting on the plane and getting home last night, there still is 11 or 12 regular season games. You got the conference tournament, and there's a lot of things can happen in a couple weeks in college baseball. And you go to West Virginia and you take care of them, you take care of Kansas, take care of Sam Houston, and all of a sudden some things start looking a little different. And not to mention you go win. I mean, if you're going to a tournament, you might as well go try to win it. And so if that's what we end up having to do, that's what we have to do. But you could also put yourself in a position by winning in Morgantown and taking care of your other series. I think you're going, man, hey, that RPI is sneaking up there and da-da-da-da. I mean, years past that, how you play late meant a lot. And, things bounce around all the time in other leagues. Like teams go from okay, hey, they're this and they're that, to, hey, they're playing good. So what can we take care of? We can take care of what's in front of us, right? And so no reason to dwell on the past, right?
As I take you to the next question.
Yeah, you said our record was the same as last year, and last year you probably thought it was good. I don't think it's good at all. I mean, we think we should win every game. Is that bad?
Well, last year you felt that way too?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then, of course, if it's
when
last
you're
year.
Going into a game, going into a day, you feel like you can win that day. What's right in front of you, and there's days where you don't. Obviously, it's how you respond to those days that you don't. That's really the key. I mean, in baseball, it's such a game. It'll beat you up. It's such a game of failure. And, here's a really good example. Tracer Lopez, Friday, was really bad at the plate. You agree?
Yeah.
0 for 3, couple strikeouts, maybe 0 for 4. Comes out Saturday, makes an error, and you're like, oh, what's going on with this kid? And next thing you know, he's off the mat and he's throwing haymakers at you. Like, hey, I'm going to come out of this deal fighting. And so that's what you want. You want guys to respond to the adversity that the game gives you in a good way, not in a bad way.
Well, and it's all about getting hot at the right time. And that can absolutely happen with this team. And the reason that it can happen with this team, as I dictate to the head coach, we've seen the bullpen be awesome. We've seen them be your guys that you're leaning on. We've seen 1 through 9 at times be extremely dangerous, just a keg of dynamite waiting to blow. And right now, you went up to Manhattan and you didn't have the Gavin Cash you're used to, the Gage Harrelson that you're used to. Could keep going down the line as far as guys that you've leaned on to be one of the best offensive teams in the country, which you still are. Runs, hits, sac flies, still double plays, all up there in the top 10 in all these categories. So all that is there. It's just getting it to click at the same time, on time, to get hot.
Yeah, and things happen for a reason, right? I mean, we got some information from those games over the weekend, and, and again, guys should learn and grow from things that happen to them in games. And you learn who's going to respond to certain things and who's not. And yeah, I mean, but I do think, you talk about offensive stuff. Like yesterday, it was really a kind of surprise, the runs that were scored based on the way the wind's blowing in from, left field.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 2 days is really hard to score, and it seems like yesterday there was more balls that found holes and more balls even hit the left field, that landed. And so, yeah, I mean, again, like we're pretty optimistic about what we still can become for sure. And you sure don't want to, you want to give yourself as much margin for error, at the end as you can. And we haven't really done that, but what we can do is get better tomorrow and this coming weekend and get to playing good baseball and make some decisions hard on some people.
Well, another thing about last weekend, too, is you had at least 2 really good atmospheres, loud atmospheres, which, again, I talked to their radio guy. He said on Saturday that place has not been like that since the 2013 team that they honored that went almost all the way to Omaha. So that's like a 1 in 10 year crowd that you played in front of, at least for Kansas State standards. Pretty good crowd. So you take that and put it in your experience as well. And your freshmen have kind of now seen a lot of it. They've seen at Texas, at OU, at Kansas State. And if you have to go on the road for a regional, that'll help you there. And it'll help you for West Virginia, where they've been getting really good crowds, right?
West Virginia will be rowdy for sure. I really like Manhattan's ballpark based on how many people they get to the ballpark. It just seems like every time we go up there, it feels like it's full. Mm-hmm. It's smaller than most people's, but it's a nice little setting. It's a lot nicer when it's warmer, which it's not very often. It's usually raining, but yeah, I mean, I think all that kind of goes hand in hand. I think playing in those environments can help you. I think earlier in the year playing at Minute Maid can help us, going forward as far as like going to Arlington and for the Big 12 tournament, things of that nature. And so there's definitely experiences through the year that guys can file away and learn from. If obviously got to be willing to learn from them.
We talked about Molina and Parrish and how good they were. What did you think of Petty?
So 2 starts in a week, 50-something pitches, both starts. I think 4 innings on Tuesday and 3 innings, 3 and change maybe on Sunday. Really excited about what he's going to become. Obviously Sundays, you go back and go, hey, should we have stayed with him? We really just felt like we had a lot of arms in the bullpen. And, hey, let's just go ahead and just try to keep this thing right where it is. And also with him throwing earlier in the week. So we're excited about it. I mean, you look at him. He hadn't really physically matured yet. And he's got a really good arm, good delivery.
All right, we'll take a timeout here with Coach Tadlock. We'll come back with more. We're going to talk about Sam Houston State. We'll talk a little Big 12 baseball and where the standings are. And we'll continue this conversation. Live from Rudy's, South Loop and Slide, where it's a gorgeous Lubbock evening. Come by and see us, grab the barbecue, take it home, eat it here. More coming up on the Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
Clear break 2.
Goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
College baseball isn't just about a game, it's about pride. Pride for our Red Raiders who leave it all on the field every game. Pride for Texas Tech, a school that has shaped the landscape of West Texas. And pride for Lubbock, a community that shares a passion for our hometown team. At Plains Capital Bank, our commitment to Tech baseball runs deep. Supporting our community is just a part of who we are as a company and as individuals. That's why we're in the crowd cheering on the Red Raiders at every game, because at Plains Capital Bank, we're proud to be here too. Plains Capital Bank is a proud partner of the Texas Tech Centennial. Rackham Tech, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Texas Tech baseball coach Tim Tadlock. Our coaches and players compete each day to represent Texas Tech at the national level. Red Raider Club members provide the necessary resources to be our best. Thank you for giving to the Red Raider Club and supporting more than 400 student athletes through scholarships, academic support, nutrition, sports medicine, and much more. You are the lifeblood of this department. Wreck 'em.
At Reliant, being a part of Red Raider Nation means more than just cheering on the team. It's about being a part of a community that supports one another. As an electricity provider, it is our commitment to every customer, and it's as strong as our Texas roots. It's our promise today and for generations to come. We look forward to teaming up with you. Reliant, proud partner of Texas Tech Athletics. Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
What does it take to make the perfect brisket? Baseball and barbecue lovers know that the perfect brisket needs the right wood. Rudy's smokes all of their meats using their delicious signature rubs in 100% oak-fired pits. Get your real Texas barbecue fix today at Rudy's or on the web at rudys.com.
At Simmons Pump and Supply, pumps are our business, but people are our passion. Your water supply is critical to the well-being of your crops and your family. When it comes to irrigation and house wells, no other product has been designed by and built for West Texans for 66 years. The next time your well stops producing, make sure your contractor calls Simmons Pump and Supply for the highest quality solution for your water well applications. Or visit SimmonsPump.com to find a contractor in your area. And most importantly, wreck 'em Tech.
Stay up to date with all of your favorite Red Raider teams. Find everything you need on TexasTech.com, including scores, schedules, game recaps, and much more. Don't forget to follow us on your favorite social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat. Be sure to use the hashtag WreckEm to join the conversation. If you have any questions about your favorite Red Raider team, visit TexasTech.com or call 806-742-TECH. Texas Tech Red Raiders, fearless champion.
30 seconds.
It all began with the first loud and proud graduates of Texas Tech. Those dreamers and trailblazers had a vision to create an organization that would serve as a connection for alumni and help the university continue to grow and strive. That vision for the Texas Tech Alumni Association has never changed. We represent more than 200,000 alumni.
10 seconds.
No matter what you do or where your life takes you, you're part of the loud and proud alumni of Texas Tech. You're one of us.
And we are back here with head coach Tim Tadlock on his radio show. This is the last one, so don't come next Monday. But come for the barbecue. Always here at Rudy's. They're open 7 days a week. Brisket, again, all the items. As I get older, I have to focus a little bit more over there to the big menu. But you can get brisket, turkey, pork loin, spicy chop, sausage, pulled pork, all on the sandwiches. You get those as just your meats, too, if you're trying to stay away from the carbs. And, again, pork, sausage. Don't forget the breakfast tacos. They are awesome. Here, get those in the morning time at Rudy's. Tim Tadlock is with us. Coach, you know what I've had people ask me the most about since last Monday?
What's that?
The schedule.
Yeah.
Did you bring it?
No, I looked at it. I did look at it. We do not go to Cincinnati and Manhattan, Kansas, or we don't play those two teams. Those are the two that we don't play. We open up conference March 8th against Texas here. I want to say we play TCU pretty early, and maybe BYU, but it's 11 weekends.
Do you know where on BYU?
So I think it's here.
Okay. We're all wanting to go see the mountains.
Yeah, I think it's here. I don't think you want to go there in March.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been up there. It's been it's been a long time. 1999, summer of 99, we went up to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and you go right over BYU's deal flying out of somewhere to Jackson Hole, and it was cold up there then. And that was in June. Yeah. Really cold.
It is amazing. You know, I felt like the Summit League's been chasing me a little bit this year with the cold and the wind.
Yeah.
Having to go to Fargo and whatnot.
Yeah,
but,
we've had some wind.
So it's how many? And again, it's going to change completely the next year because you're going to have no Texas and Oklahoma.
Right.
So is it 10 conference series?
Why do I feel like it's 11?
Might be 11.
I think it's 11.
Because you have Iowa State doesn't play it.
13 teams.
Iowa State doesn't play.
That sound right?
Right.
You're not playing 2 of them.
Okay.
So it's literally sitting in my truck if somebody wants to go get. It's not here though. Kelly brought me up here tonight. So, but no, I did look at it and I figured that would be enough. I don't know that they want us to give out all the information.
Right.
So.
Hey, a little taste is nice.
Yeah, but I mean, early March you start conference, and I think we have a bye weekend the last week. I think we play straight through, if I remember right.
Okay, so like this year we had North Dakota State in the middle, Sam Houston State in the middle. Those things not going to happen.
I don't think so.
Okay. This is from Terry. I got this way earlier this morning. Has the game changed for good or bad since you took over as head coach?
Oh, golly. You could get really complex, couldn't you?
I think so.
I mean, you could talk about recruiting. You could talk about just the game.
Transfer portal, just the
game. You could talk about
equipment.
You could talk about equipment. You could talk about strength. You could talk about
kids' generational change.
Yeah, I mean, we probably got to land on exactly how is it. Like, if you just say between the lines, I would say the game's very similar to the way it was. How long did you say? 10 years ago?
Since you took over.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed that much. I do think there is, you know, as far as putting a team together, I don't like it as good. I mean, I like the ability to go and visit with somebody and talk to them about what we do, and it not be about, you know, dollars and cents and things of that nature. And so I would say it's worse from that standpoint. But I think from the player standpoint, I think they deserve that. And I think if, you know, that's something that if you can do for them, we're all for it since it's not going anywhere. If that makes sense. There's something that I think in our staff, we want it to be the same as it always was. In other words, you want to be able to go recruit the way you always could and do that. And I think that's still there, don't get me wrong. But I think there's also certain guys that you're probably not going to be in the market for. But has it changed so I guess what you're saying is the recruiting side of it may be worse. In the game, I don't know if the actual game has truly changed. I mean, there's been rule changes. There's been things that change. But at the root of it, you know, if you win the 17 inches, you win the battle right there. It's almost like winning the line of scrimmage. I mean, if you win that, you know, if you move on the right pitches and you execute pitches, you're going to be pretty good. And so that's probably always going to be there in a baseball game. Now, Major League Baseball made the bases bigger. So I guess but at least they didn't make home plate bigger.
How long till the bases are bigger in college and the shift is banned in college?
Yeah, it takes a while. So, I mean, they went away with the third to first move, and it took college at least another 4 years. So,
31?
Let's go on that barometer.
About 4 years?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
But it does seem like something that once it's triggered at that level, it'll eventually find you, and then it'll eventually find high school.
I think though we'll have to see how all that goes too. I think Major League Baseball wants to see how the 2 pickoffs goes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Pitch clock and
stealing bases,
injuries. I mean, they have to look at. They're going to have to look at the data on injuries when the year's over. You know, especially on pitchers. As much money as they're investing in those guys, they're not going to want to keep, the Players Association won't want to keep doing it if there's any data that says, hey, this could be a reason.
Wouldn't the National League shelve the DH? Were you upset?
I hadn't really thought about it, and sure didn't get upset about it.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
See, like I'm an American League guy.
That's
so
their decision. I like the double switch. I've always liked National League baseball. So
you get to pull more strings.
Yeah, I like all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's intriguing.
Let's take our next time out because we're running behind. There's been so much to talk about. We'll come back and talk a little Sam Houston and what they bring to the table. Coming up here, Sam Houston State, Texas Tech, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No midweek this week. We'll ask Coach Tadlock what's that going to do for his team. Maybe give him a little time to heal up some bumps and bruises, and then we'll get going here because we're running out of time. More coming up with head coach Tim Tadlock right after this on the Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
At Reliant,
Clear break 3.
Means more than just cheering on the team. It's about being a part of a community that supports one another. As an electricity provider, it is our commitment to every customer. And it's as strong as our Texas roots. It's our promise today and for generations to come. We look forward to teaming up with you. Reliant, proud partner of Texas Tech Athletics. Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
What does it take to make the perfect brisket? Baseball and barbecue lovers know that the perfect brisket needs the right wood. Rudy's smokes all of their meats using their delicious signature rubs in 100% oak-fired pits. Get your real Texas barbecue fix today at Rudy's or on the web at rudys.com.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
This is Texas Tech Athletics Director Kirby Hoka. Red Raider fans are some of the best and most passionate fans in the nation, and there's no denying it. There is also no denying that supporting our sponsors is one of the best ways to support the Red Raiders. Year after year, when businesses support the Red Raiders, they help provide funding for the many needs in Tech athletics and make games like the ones you're listening to on this Texas Tech radio network possible. So next time you're in need of a product or service, show your Red Raider spirit and support the companies that support Texas Tech.
College baseball isn't just about a game, it's about pride. Pride for our Red Raiders who leave it all on the field every game. Pride for Texas Tech, a school that has shaped the landscape of West Texas. And pride for Lubbock, a community that shares a passion for our hometown team. At Plains Capital Bank, our commitment to Tech baseball runs deep. Supporting our community is just a part of who we are, as a company and as individuals. That's why we're in the crowd cheering on the Red Raiders at every game, because at Plains Capital Bank, we're proud to be here too. Plains Capital Bank is a proud partner of the Texas Tech Centennial. Rackham Tech, member FDIC.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Texas Tech baseball coach Tim Tadlock. Our coaches and players compete each day to represent Texas Tech at the national level. Red Raider Club members provide the necessary resources to be our best. Thank you for giving to the Red Raider Club and supporting more than 400 student athletes through scholarships, academic support, nutrition, sports medicine, and much more. You are the lifeblood of this department. Wreck 'em.
30 seconds.
Stay up to date with all of your favorite Red Raider teams. Find everything you need on TexasTech.com, including scores, schedules, game recaps, and much more. Don't forget to follow us on your favorite social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat. Be sure to use the hashtag WreckEm to join the conversation.
10 seconds.
favorite Red Raider team, visit TexasTech.com or call 806-742-TECH.
Hey, I'm here.
Texas Tech Red Raiders, fearless champions, live here.
Back here with the head coach, Tim Tadlock, on his radio show. I am Jeff Haxton, and we only got a few more minutes. If you'd like to squeeze a question in online, you can do so at Guns Up Radio on Twitter. It's the way to get that done, at Guns Up Radio. I'll take a look at it here as we go through about the last 10 minutes with Coach. And again, of the season, because this is the last show. 7-Up flew by. Sam Houston State coming up. We'll talk about them in a moment. This question is from Jan. Football fields are the same size. Basketball courts are all the same size. Close. Tennis courts, volleyball, all the same size. Why are baseball fields different sizes?
Wow, that's a good analogy. That's something I've really never thought about. Maybe you need to get in touch with all the baseball people. Why? I think I think forever baseball stadiums and fields have been unique in their own place, and there's been unique things about them. That'd be I do know there are standard things that are, obviously the mound and the plate and the bases, all that's the same. I think there's a standard for how far the backstop's supposed to be from the back of home plate. And I'm talking rule book stuff now. There's a standard for where the dugouts are supposed to be. But it doesn't seem like everybody goes by them. Like everybody just kind of does what's best for them. And, but that's something we've always said, that it's the same game because the bases are the same. But you're right, the stadium isn't the same, and the dimensions aren't the same. And we talk all the time about how the ball's different. A big league baseball as hard as this table, and like if you put those balls in a college game, it's going to be different. And so there's different things about it, but so I guess baseball wants to be unique.
Yeah, and you do get a
or
lot of
people that build the stadiums, maybe.
Yeah, they want to have fun. You can have your behind home plate in foul ground, or you can have Stanford's. With Stanford, I think
you're putting me in a bad spot if you're going to ask me which one I'd rather have.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm just talking about differences. Which one would you rather have? No, I'm joking. But it's a legitimate 30 yards from the dish to the backstop at Stanford.
It's standard.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it's standard.
Standard.
What's in the rule book?
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's the last show, so nobody's going to know exactly what it is. But it's when you build a field, you can look in the rule book and it'll tell you how far the backstop's supposed to be from home plate. And somebody will tell us here before the show's over, I'm sure. So, yeah.
No, I'm not looking it up. I wouldn't know where I would find that. But out in California,
field dimensions. So what are we talking about? Which one we'd rather have?
Now, I know which one the pitchers would rather have.
The close one?
No, the one with 1,000,000 miles of foul ground.
Yeah.
That's what Zane Petty told me, too. He's like, man, I love this.
Yeah,
love
get some
this.
pop-ups for sure.
Yeah, and get some outs that way, where we're doing foul balls all the time, spinning up over the top.
You catching them. You
might go catch them. Man, that win this weekend was something else.
Yep.
Sam Houston State coach on the year. They've been playing conference baseball games. And I know we jumped in the middle of March, too, but March 10th was their first conference game. They're in the WAC now, which is crazy to me because they were in the Southland for all those years. But Sam Houston State, 27-18, 18-6 in the conference. They've won 4 straight. They just swept Stephen F. Austin, 21-5, 17-2, and 8-3. What do you think about the Bearcats coming in?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good challenge. Just with off week and finals going on, and I do know they're pitching awful well in their weekends. Their lineup's got to be pretty good. A good friend of mine's son's on their team, doesn't play much. And he was a good hitter. A couple years ago, he's a guy a lot of people wanted. And so they got some older guys. I know there's a guy in there that a lot of people thought would sign last year. And I know he came back to school. And so I'm sure they'll be excited about coming to Lubbock and playing. And that league, as we were talking about in the break, I mean, I think that league probably doesn't get the credit it deserves across the board. And there's some good baseball teams in there.
They are led by Tyler Davis, who's hitting .453. Joe Redfield is hitting .424. Justin Wishkowski, that'll be a fun name to say, .351. Their number one pitcher, let's see, Chandler David. Watch out for him, 22 appearances already. And they got a guy who's 7-2, and this will be like a weekend for them too. It's not going to be midweek pitching. It's going to be all hands on deck, correct?
You bet.
All right, I get this from my guy Tim. He says, the skinned infield must extend at least 3 feet past the foul line before grass starts, and backstops must be a minimum of 25 feet from the back of a home plate.
What do they recommend is what we need to ask.
The accepted diameter for the pitching area is 16 feet. What do you think it was in Manhattan? Was it up to the regulation? That's
Well,
stupid
they're
now.
talking about the circle.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, as
That
far
was
as
just
the
added
height
on there.
of the mound,
Yeah.
what I think it was, 8 inches.
Yeah, not very much.
No.
That guy could throw it, though. Big 12 goings on. Are you surprised West Virginia's done what it's done?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, you really look at it, their best player, what most people would consider their best player.
Weatherholt?
No. Last year, their best player went from West Virginia to TCU in the summer, and he was a leader for them. And you think about it, if your best player leaves, what that would do to your team, what they would rally around, just the fact that, hey, like, really, he wants to go over there, and we're here, and he thinks it's better. Just that psychological part of it, to me, is intriguing. That they've played good, they've pitched good. No big surprise. Randy's done a good job for a long time wherever he's been. He's a great baseball mind. He's one of the few guys who manages both sides of the game still, calls pitches and runs the offense. And their kids are playing with an edge. To me, that's the trick. And the Weatherholt kid you mentioned, they got some kids playing really good. And but to me, like when a kid, in this day and age says, hey, they're going to offer me this to go over there, and I'm going, and I know y'all are my teammates, but I'm gone. That can bring a clubhouse together, in a hurry, and especially if you can pitch a little bit.
West Virginia's 11-4 in Big 12 conference play. Oklahoma State's 11-7. Between them, they've won 15 games in a row. West Virginia's won 8. Oklahoma State's won 7. K-State 11-7. Texas 10-8. Texas Tech and Oklahoma 9-9. Look at the Sooners coming out from nowhere, right there to the middle of the pack. Then TCU, Kansas, Baylor. You're almost done. Any final thoughts here as we let you go?
Oh, done with. First of all, I guess we better thank everybody for coming to this show, and we really ought to buy them barbecue for listening to definitely
Thank
me.
you very much.
I don't know about you. They listen to you all the time, but anybody can stand listening to how slow I talk and what it sounds like they deserve something. So big thank you to all y'all for being here and people listening on the radio and the support they give us through thick and thin. And obviously our team's going to do everything we can to, play good here down the stretch. But more than anything, I think, we're thankful for the people that support us and come to the games and come to the radio show. And like I said, it's that doesn't go unnoticed by our whole program.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it very much. We'll come back and wrap it up right after this. You're listening to Red Raider Baseball with Tim Tadlock on the Texas Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
Clear break 4.
We nail it every time.
You want some
we
IBU?
do one thing and we do it well. Since 1981, yes, time just tell. It's not just a house, it's your home. For quality work, we stand alone. Andrus Brothers Roofing, we nail it every time.
Quality guarantee.
Andrus Brothers Roofing, every time.
At First Bank and Trust, our story started in 1996 and it continues because of you, our customers, our communities, and our neighbors. We are proud to be a small part of your success. But where does your story start? Where do you want to go? Whether starting a business, saving for the future, or launching your ideas to the next level, we want to help you take your first steps towards something big. Call or email one of our bankers today. At First Bank and Trust, we see potential, ideas, innovation, growth everywhere.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
West Texas Land Guys is one of the region's premier developers with projects in Lubbock, San Angelo, and Abilene. West Texas Land Guys have developed hundreds of acres and 10 communities.
All right, Dylan, math it up for me.
To see some of our work.
You'll have about 30 seconds to hear the music, and then you got 30 seconds to close.
Perfect.
If you're thinking of selling land or want to buy a lot for your dream home,
It's closer to 40 seconds than 30 until you hear it, but it's right around there.
Got it.
At Interim Home Health and Hospice, we provide one-on-one attention to patients in their own homes. We have been caring for Lubbock and the surrounding areas with personalized hospice care for 20 years. West Texans proudly serving West Texans so you can rest, feel, and live well. Call us at 806-791-0042 or visit us at interimhealthcare.com. Interim Healthcare, the champions of your health.
Life is unpredictable. It can get crazy. It truly takes a team to make life happen. That's why ABC is my bank. Their mobile app keeps me on track so I can bank on the go. When life throws me a curveball, I can always count on them. Bank on better with ABC Bank.
Member FDIC.
The Texas Tech Alumni Association stands stronger than ever before because of the thousands of alumni who are committed to our great university.
Good, how are you?
We began with our first graduating class in 1927, and nearly a century later, we continue to serve Texas Tech through programs, services, and scholarships for all of our loud and proud Red Raiders. We appreciate our loyal alumni for making a difference. If you're not a member, consider being a part of our story into the next century. Belong today. You're one of us.
ASCO equipment knows roads don't wait, job sites don't wait, and deadlines don't wait. That's why at ASCO, we're on it, faster than the speed of our customers' needs. So no matter what you're digging, grading, or loading, we've got a full line of Case Construction equipment to help you get the job done. You can buy or rent, and we'll service and support. And because it's Case Construction equipment, you know it'll be comfortable, powerful, and versatile. At ASCO, we're on it, whatever it is.
30 seconds.
Okay.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus
Hey,
our fabulous student views,
one
there's
more
more
minute,
to
we're
watch at
done.
Twin Peaks.
All right, let's put the finishing touches on this one and the final one as we come down the back stretch. Sam Houston starts on Friday at Rip Griffin Park, 6:30, Saturday at 2, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Red Raiders 30-15, 9-9 in conference. The overall record exactly what it was this time a year ago. So a big thank you to Rudy's, who hosts football all the way, basketball, men's and women's, and then into baseball. We're here a bunch, and we love this relationship, and they do an awesome job. So come by and see Rudy's here, and make sure to get your barbecue. Big thanks to Dylan Brooks back at the station. For Tim Tadlock, I'm Jeff Haxton. Join us Friday. Until then, God bless, guns up, and good night from the Hub City.
You are clear.
Y'all are the best. Thank you. See you, Dylan.
Thank you. See you later.